space, then you should be able to access it. However, there seem to be certain limitations when interfering with the digital when interfering with the digital wave. In other words, when you can, and when you can't, you can't. What we determined is that you're connected before by chance, even if there are specific reasons why you were able to each time. But simply, cause and effect are connected to the digital waves. Wait a second. How could you connect jump this time then? I don't have any proof to support my answer, but perhaps there were others like you who tried and failed to open the lock and were disappointed? Yes, disappointment is definitely key. I don't think it is. I've Ramadan long enough. Please get this lock opened as quickly as you can. I think she might have put something in her coffee that didn't agree too well with her. Actually, she is just weird. Anyways. Yep. Give me a sec, I think I'm gonna call, so I'll auto this one. Alright.
And the captain is shaking.
No, I'm back.
Oh, really? You were vibrating for a short moment.
Okay.
Or it looked like you were about to, boil over, if you get what I mean.
Okay, it was nothing too important then. Hello. Let's see. Copy and paste. Copy the target's color data and temporarily saves it by pasting on a colorless base. When correctly placed, the security will be dropped and you'll be able to continue. Okay. Heading to a different place will remove it.
More reasons why I recommend guide. For those things will be a pain if you don't have a guide.
Yep. Okay, I should have put high security on, but oh well. You can just slap these around. I guess you could call that one, maybe weakness of the game is that, yep, bosses are supposed to be just a leap in difficulty, but compared to the Digimon around them, they are typically like a cliffside. Rune forest, okay. Anything else around here?
I think they'll get harder if we move on the hard difficulty.
True. But then the bosses would jump even more in difficulty in comparison.
Yep.
The door should be unlocked now. Let's head back and check. Anything here? Nothing. Oh, hello. That's another 200.
And the other one they got complete on.
There we go. Just knock them into the next zip codes or IP codes or whatever. Okay. That's not too far, so let's just walk back. Don't want to use exports on every single dungeon. Let's see, Marco. Yeah, that is the case when I talk to my German friends. Okay. Is it open? Yep, it's open. Oh. I think we might have figured out what is going wrong here, huh? Seems you managed to unlock the gate, so thanks for that. It must have been easy for you, given your skill. What? There's a bit of a labyrinth in the underground tunnel? What do you mean by a bit? Is there any sign of a Digimon or an Eater in there? I see. It is strange to see just a small section of labyrinth. I know I said we couldn't know what we would find, but I wasn't expecting that. I believe we've witnessed a special digital wave occurrence. It's as if it's some kind of current. I see. This is definitely a ley line. Have you ever heard of ley lines before? There are many in Tokyo. They are also called dragon chains. Dragon signifies the undiluting landscape, the hills and mountains. The dragon chain is what we call the flow of the land's spirit. It's well known that Susei Tenkai, advisor to Ieyasu Tokugawa, turned Edo into a great feng shui city. Feng shui, I believe it's called. It is said that he built a waterway and path to lead the chief from Mount Fuji and Tokyo Bay to Edo Castle. A particular note in this instance are Kanjei and Asakusa Shrine to the northeast, and Zoji and Hiei Shrine in the southwest. All big religious institutions, and Anna's just nodding along, not getting any of this. But she knows to shut the hell up. In Feng Shui, those directions are thought to draw negative energy their way. The shrines hold big festivals to purge and expel that energy. And if you look at the lines that connect Buddhist temples Kanjeiji and Zoji, and Shinto shrines Asakusa and Hiei, you'll find they cross right inside Old Edo Castle, home to today's Tokyo Imperial Palace. It's really quite fascinating to see. Nowadays, the waterways have been swapped out for rail lines, and radio towers dot the northeast and southwest. You could say we finished what Tenkai started. Viewed from the eyes of current society, those rail lines and radio towers are artificial ley lines that supplement the old roads and waterways. Naturally, where you're standing on the ground constitutes another ley line running through Tokyo too. Not just any ley line either. The one that's believed to emanate from Mount Fuji is supposed to run right through there. The man-made tunnel layered on top of it allows the digital waves to keep flowing in perpetuity. It's really a peculiar thing going on down there. That's what's producing this quasi-labyrinth you are seeing before you. Knowing that, those weird voices that people are supposedly hearing probably belong to Digimon that are appearing as a result. I could go on for a while yet about this subject, but do you at least somewhat get what I'm saying, right? Okay, just say yes, and maybe she'll shut up within the next 15 minutes instead of the next hour. I'll take that to mean you understood it well enough then. At this point, your work is essentially done, but we can't exactly just ignore this newfound discovery of yours either. Why don't you go a little further in and check things out for me? Okay, well...
Oh yeah. This one you can find some very good stuff in as well. Probably
I do believe these splits.
Yeah, one will always be a dead end, but that dead end will have loot.
Yep. The tunnel just keeps on going, you say? If it stays on course like that, you're going to end up in Roppongi, which would mean... You know, this reminds me of something else I've heard about before. As I mentioned before, Tokyo's ley lines stem from Mount Fuji, which is of course not all that a coincidence, given that it's a sacred place. That energy takes old highways like the Koshu Kaido and the Tokaido to get to Tokyo from Mount Fuji. That energy joins up with underground waterways going along the highways that carry Mount Fuji's snowmelt to Tokyo, flowing into the city together. One theory holds that the first place where that water appears above ground after reaching Tokyo happens to be where else but Nakano. Put simply, all the ley lines that flow throughout Tokyo could well be coming out of our own stomping grounds, believe it or not. Wouldn't that be amazing to think about if it turned out to be true? Let's not check the other tunnel. Hello. Stop right there. Don't go any further. far. You're standing at the border of the municipality. Go any farther and you'll be in central government territory. That's a hive we'd best not poke. Telling me intrigued though. That's a hell of a thing to stumble into just walking around inside that tunnel. We aren't prepared just yet to pick that sort of fight. There's still too much we don't know. This little tangent of ours has gone on long enough, I think. Head back to where you came and regroup at the office. Do we just teleport, or... Yep. Okay, we'll have to check the other path ourselves then. It's not as strong as we're used to. That tunnel is causing a digital shift. We should probably keep it locked up like before, after all. I have no idea how I'm going to explain all of this to our clients. No matter how you spin it, it'll probably all be a lot to take in. I wouldn't be surprised if we come away looking even sketchier than we already do. Let's just let Detective Matayoshi deal with it. Some jobs are just best left to others. Are you curious about what exactly was actually beyond where you stopped? That makes two of us, believe me. Actually, while you were on your way back, I decided to look into it a little bit. Apparently what you found was a Kamishiro research lab of all things. Okay, that's quite a find. Oh, don't be dense. I told you that area is under the jurisdiction of the central government. That's not the sort of place you wander into for fun. If nothing else, it indicates that Kamishiro and the government have a tighter relationship than what we previously suspected. Going after Kamishiro could well mean that we'd also be ruffling the government's feathers. That's why we can't be hasty right now. We'll do what we can to prepare and cross that bridge when we come to it. This is just a guess on my end, but I imagine it was Kamishiro that changed the password on that door and rendered it impossible to get open. They probably weren't counting on us being able to actually break in and snoop around. Knowing that, it could well serve as our ace in the hole later when the time does come to confront them, hopefully unawares. But again, let's not worry about hashing out the details until we have to, and just be grateful we have that up our sleeve if need be. On that note, I realize this case is technically closed, but what do you say about heading over to Roppongi for me one more time? I don't mean an official business, rather I'm keen on doing a little independent intelligence gathering for our own internal use. Surely you're interested in knowing why Kamishiro has built a research lab underneath the Metropolitan office too, right? So how about you just walk on through the front gate there and see what you can find. Sound good? It sounds a bit too obvious. Which of these is Chromon's special move? I think it's pretty obvious.
It must be a Savage Emperor. The other
Yeah,
one sounds rather... Yeah.
Technically done, but we're not done with it yet.
Yeah. No, at least now we can go back to the underpass and see if we can go to the other place there.
Yeah. Did we use this one already? I don't think so. Medical Gallimon, what? I didn't even know that was a possible one.
Well, it's one of those you can find as a coin, but not as evolution in the game.
Okay. Oh, well, too bad about that then.
Damn it. Also, apparently there has been interest for the ones making Digimon games to make a one-day game that has all the Digimon.
Yeah, that would be, well, probably one hell of a game to develop with just in whichever ways the evolutions go, but could still be very fun.
Yeah, there's one more thing. There's more Digimon than Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, are you here for a tour of the lobby? Please, come on inside. You must be confused. Let me explain. Construction on this Metropolitan office isn't entirely complete as of yet. Well, it was at one point, that is, until a major firm came in and it was decided the upper floors merited additional construction. As such, while that's going on, the lobby here remains free and open to the public to visit. convenient. Did you make it inside the Metropolitan office? Alright, I get you. So you're they're alright with you hanging around the lobby. Well, that makes our work a little easier then. Go on in. All you need at this point is a terminal somewhere so you can infiltrate our systems. Piece of cake at this stage, I'd say. Once you find a terminal, just slip on in and work your magic like always. Wish I was there to see it myself. Seems like quite the sight. It reminds me of the Tower of Babel in a sense. How? I think it said Babel mostly, in a way.
Oh, Babel in a way?
Yes, I'm starting to ramble again, though. Don't worry about me. Feel free to get back to work now.
So I can have a comment with her is... I think I have already just tried to get control over my ramblings. And I hate when I actually start ramble in a circle.
It is not complete yet, but in the meantime all are invited to take advantage of the forums. That's obviously where we can log in. And yeah, forum, the word didn't actually start with online forums. I believe in either Roman or Greek times, forums were basically yes, just gatherings for... I'm not sure if it was for debates or what such. It wasn't for plays, at least.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense for online forum means that it obviously is a normal forum.
Yeah. A new city hall in Roppongi. Wouldn't have expected that in my wildest dreams. Seems like anything can happen with Kamishiro backing it. Not that I should expect any less from a company like that. Thought so. Are they ever going to finish that office? Must be those tax parasites again. Aptly named. There's a small digital shift happening here. Something wrong out there? Oh, you found a terminal that's digital shifting a little? If this shift is weak, while still prominent enough for you to notice, it could be a sign this place will turn into a labyrinth later on. Which means we could probably find Suedo here later on. Well, for now, try connect jumping into it. We have no idea what could be inside there, so stay on your feet, alright? Okay. Okay, rookies again. Okay. I'll put on high security, then then grab that box, and then we can progress. There. Okay. Once we get a mega, we can get level 2 of that, which I think, I'm not sure, completely blocks encounters. Yeah. Savage Emperor was correct. Or at least that's what I'm presuming at the moment. Bug recovery. Okay. Hop down. And let's head this way. Okay. It's the happy pinball.
Show you a happy pinball?
Alright.
At this point, we should probably give me a punch emoji to use on you.
Possible on Biomon. Int boost. Okay. So let me do a quick check. There. Okay, still needs more. Do we have... Let's see. Attack. Okay, these are temporary ones, not like restraint, slightly reduced. Why would I? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you want to reduce some things so something else can get increased in training.
Oh, great. Yeah, since that uses up the available attribute points that ability points grants, I believe.
Indeed. So sometimes you want to reduce it, train, so you get the training points allocated elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh, ow, that's a big hit. Okay, let's hope we get lucky.
Yeah.
Get them paralyzed. No.
Now you can see why it's good to keep fighting just for those extra levels.
Yeah. But just rookies and such, that is a bit too weak. Since that only gives a few 10 points, and we need thousands of points to level at this point. Okay. Okay. Maybe it would have been better to keep Gatomon around for a bit more. Never mind. For just the set amount of damage. Knock some sense into them.
I had to say it at least once.
Okay. Nope. Adramon got something new.
Hailstorm. An AV, I think.
So you found an eater inside there after all. But you couldn't find any other evidence of note? You're not seeing the forest through the trees here, Anne. The fact that there was an eater inside the terminal at all is big evidence in and of itself. Regardless, let's call it a day here. Get on back to the office now. Yep, the fact that there is an eater in the systems is bad. That was probably hard work going all over the place today. But thanks to you, I think I'm starting to piece it all together now. While you were out and about, I decided to measure the digital waves coming out of that building. And I found out that the Metropolitan office itself is one big digital wave force field. What's that supposed to mean? From what I can tell, energy is flowing straight into the Metropolitan office via the lane line inside Nakano Underpass. So that underground lab Kamishiro has beneath the building is probably controlling the energy flow. Remember what I said about ley lines when you were inside that tunnel, don't you? Just like 5 minutes ago. There are two things at play here. The natural energy flow from the Earth along the ley lines and digital waves emanating from a sea of electrons. If you can make a massive structure like the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Office a hub for those things, then you can manipulate their flow. Why do they need to do it that way? Well, for one, digital waves might be invisible to the naked eye, but they have mass and therefore require a vessel. The bigger the vessel is that contains those waves, the more energy you can build up. It probably also explains the new construction going on, as more space would mean that much more energy Kamishiro could stockpile. The extra energy would then go on to impact the office beyond the facility, hence the digital shift you ran into in the lobby. And with any good digital shift comes an ether, of course. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if that place goes labyrinthine eventually. But we don't have to be concerned about that threat anymore now that we've cleaned the joint up. On the other hand, it's worrying in its own way that things resolved so cleanly this time. The fact that digital waves can be concentrated in such small quantities as to attract individual eaters and produce a micro-labyrinth is scary. If you hadn't been there, it might well not have been caught until much later. The whole thing doesn't sit well with me at all. Okay, so the progress seems to be that in places where digital waves converge, eaters could get into a digital space somewhere in the region And yeah, after I'm guessing they'd feast on the digital waves and eventually breach into reality and then cause a labyrinth.
Eh?
This case has taught us that there's technology that can mostly suppress large amounts of digital waves as they're built up and placed everywhere. The deliberate and calculated nature of it all indicates that somebody's got big plans in the works, suffice to say. This, of course, calls for more investigating. We need to figure out how long this has all been going on and just what exactly it's for. Let's keep our eyes peeled as we move forward, and we're onto something here, I know it. Well, we know a certain scientist who is studying digital shifts and could possibly make technology to, well, avoid them from being created. Okay. Rank up. Almost Cyber Sleuth, really? Your drive is real admirable. Keep it up. One way or another, we'll definitely deal with Kamishiro when the time is right. Okay. There's a lot of action over at Shibuya Records in Shibuya. You've been there, right? There again?
Any more new crates that popped up, perhaps?
We can check in a sec. First, I want to use that kit.
Oh yeah.
There, at islands. There we go. Now we have 2 islands.
Yeah, and again, the other reason I think we should use more of a guide for most of the game is the more of these things we can find of almost everything, easier we can stream, and it's easier time we can grind everything else, and you can do so much things at the same time.
Let's see, let's put one of these here. And just throw in whatever builder Digimon we have. Let's see.
We should probably start naming the Digimon that have the builder tree graph or something, so we know which one's which, as we probably not have used them for leveling. Or
Yeah.
testing and all that.
There. Let's see. Searcher, Lively, Defender, Fighter. Okay, that's all of those in there. Durable, Brainy, Searcher. I thought we had more builders than that.
We do have a lot of searchers.
Yeah. Okay, I do know that we have at least one here. Yeah, Marco as a builder.
Marco the builder. No, where I got that from.
Bob the builder.
No. Now it's no longer funny.
Okay. And yeah, depending on how much money we throw at this, there's different things that can come out of it. And since this probably won't... Actually, this will finish before the stream, but we can just save... I'll just leave it for when I'm grinding.
If you're hoping to get something very good from only 3 Digimon, you're sorely mistaken.
Oh well. Okay, for now though, over to Shibuya.
Charm, but yeah, for some really good ones, you definitely want a full builder team over there.
Yeah, all the more reason to just get a lot more Digimon. Probably just convert them at 100% just to have quantity over quality. Stretch, yawn. Jump the gun a bit.
これはすみません、お客様にこんなところ。最近おかしな事件のせいでちょっぴり疲れてて。電脳探偵？困った時は相談を？へえ。っていうか 様にこんな話をしちゃうなんて